Yeah.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. I got it. Why did I just hear myself?
Are you, I don't know.
We're on the tubes of you.
Okay. You can see yourself on YouTube?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Now I got to find you. Where are you at? Are you in a home by some chance?
Hold on. Let me go ahead and mute this. There we go.
You know what? Do me a favor. Will you copy the link, the URL, and share it in Slack?
Yes, sir.
That'll help me out then. Actually, guys, we are getting ready to go. This is so much fun. I think I'm gonna be able to upload this to our and we're good. What time is it? Oh, 1 minute to spare, and we're on. We're live. We did it, Jay. I was kind of worried, but
thanks to Black Coffee,
Black Rifle Coffee,
and Pat Robinson's protein shakes, and you, Logan.
I'd like to thank my dog. Are we giving thanks to them?
We got the new dog yesterday.
Oh, did you really?
Yep.
You got the
awesome. Aussie Doodle.
What kind of, so it's a medium size.
Say that again.
It's a medium size. He says an Aussie Doodle.
Aussie Doodle. Yep. Blue eyes. Super cool.
Yeah. Hopefully he's more Doodle in personality than Aussie. Because like my collie, when my collie's just closed in with me, he's cool. Like he just sleeps. But if I let him out of this door, he's gonna go herd the hallway, herd the tree, herd other inanimate objects. He's kind of crazy, but he's a great dude. All right, Justin, if you want to go ahead, share screen. It is Sunday, so I want to make sure that we give everybody ample opportunity. I know we've gone long the last few days, so brevity is the soul of wit, so we will keep this brief and we will keep this meaningful. What is up, everybody? Okay, so it is 12:30. I'm going to go ahead and start. If by some chance people stop in a little bit late, that's okay too. This is actually streaming up to YouTube. We'll share a little bit later on as well. So we've talked about a lot this week. We've talked about setting goals. We've talked about sleep. We've talked about mindfulness. We've talked about a lot of different things. But one of the most important things that we're going to address today is taking all of those things that we've learned about, implementing them so they stick. So we're going to talk about the art of stickiness, how to ensure long-term change. So Justin, if you want to go ahead and move on to the next slide. Routine is not your enemy. Now, if you know me, I am a big proponent of variety in diets. I'm a big proponent of variety in your exercise routine. However, when it comes to setting yourself up for success in the long term, you have to have a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So really what that means is not just, I want to hit this goal this day. Yeah, that's great. But how are you going to set yourself up for that? What is your day going to look like? Actually, I have a book. I think it's right here. And this is one of my, I won't make a mess, one of my favorites. This guy's a little weird. So if you decide to follow him, please just do so with caution if you follow him on Facebook or Instagram. But can they see this? They can't see it. It's called Own the Day, Own Your Life. And the concept behind the book is really interesting. It is setting your day up for success, right? From beginning to the very end. So what I want you guys to do today, and we'll talk about this a little bit later in your tasks, is outline what your perfect day in your perfect world would actually look like. What time would you get up? What would you do first thing? What would you have for breakfast? What time would you leave for work? What time would you take your lunch break? What time would you go to the gym? What are you going to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? What are you going to do before bed? What time are you going to go to sleep? And just in that perfect world, outline what your day would look like. Now, obviously, things are going to come up. If you have kids, especially, things are going to get in your way. So write down what the day should look like. And then add a little time, adjust for things that may make it difficult, getting ready for your children for school. And today might be easier than before with COVID and virtual learning, but write it out, add a little space for wiggle room, and then make it happen. For me, one of the first things I do when I wake up is not actually have a cup of coffee, but I do some Wim Hof breathing. Hopefully you guys watch the video, download the app. And what's really annoying is they changed that app to subscription service. I realized that after I shared it with you guys, but they do give you some free breath work. I think you can do 5 free sessions of the Wim Hof. So what I like to do first thing in the morning is I practice that breathing. I get myself ready. And I tell you yesterday, I'll tell you today, it is better than a cup of coffee. So write out your day, plan for it, and then enact that plan. Go ahead and move on to the next slide, Justin. All right, so the habit. It can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days for a person to form a new habit. For the average person, it's 66 days before that behavior becomes automatic. And what I tell people when I'm working with them, on average, plan for 5 weeks and be religious. So we outline that day, we enact that day. And here's where it's important. It comes down to that perspective. I said this yesterday, success is absolutely a decision, and so is failure. And failure is not messing up. Failure is not breaking a routine, breaking a positive habit, having a bad meal. That in itself is not failure. The only true failure is in giving up in the pursuit of that goal, right? So making a mistake, it's going to happen. We have to plan for that. But the only true failure is when you inevitably or eventually give in, and then we go back to those old habits. So every time we look at a mistake, look at it as an opportunity, or look at it even as training. Every time you make a mistake, you're just learning how to get stronger, to get back on that course, to re-engage in those positive habits, those positive actions. Go ahead and move on to the next slide, Jay. All right, habit reflection. This is a powerful tool. Visualization. This is a big deal. We take a look in the past where you actually did something successfully, right? You did something to change a long-term behavior. You created a new habit. And this can be anything, right? This can be adding vegetables to your meal. I talk about vegetables a lot because I hate them, but they're so good for you. I hate them so much. It can be you change what time you wake up in the morning. It can be you lost 50 pounds. Take a look at that past situation when you were able to make that change, and then write down anything you learned from this past situation about how to successfully form those new habits, or any tactics, any things that you actually use that helped you successfully enact that change. And then create a brief written plan for applying those lessons. I've got a whole little thing here that's in the way. We're going to move it real quick for your new habit. Oh, I love my pictures and my slides. So take a look back at what you've done to successfully create change. And guess what? Learn from it. Do it again. It is possible. Go ahead and move on to the next slide, Jay. And this is important. We're going to talk a lot. I shared a TED Talk a little bit earlier. I know Nathan responded to, and I forget who, I apologize, his question about weight loss, right? And the goal, I think, was to lose a substantial amount of weight. What's really important to note is that you ultimately don't have control over outcome. I know this sounds kind of counterintuitive to what we were talking about. What you have control over are your habits, right? So, and in enacting those habits, those actions, you can control your actions. You can't necessarily control the outcome. So we want to pay less attention to those things outside of your control, and you want to shift your focus into the concepts, to your actions, to your behaviors. Consciously work to shrink your circle of concern, because I cannot affect what Justin does next, but what I can affect is what I do next. We want to focus on those things that we actually have control over. It is about our effort as opposed to outcome. That TED Talk I talked about a little bit earlier, he was and I forget, he was an NFL, I believe, linebacker, and he said, don't focus on your goals. And I think that's really important. Don't focus on your goals. focus on your behaviors. Because if I focus on that 10 pounds I'm going to lose in the next 10 weeks, if that's what I focus on, I don't necessarily have control what happens 10 weeks from now, right? I don't necessarily have control over what that scale is going to say tomorrow, but what I have control over is what I can do today. And he made it pretty simple. He's like, hey, just focus on this week. Focus on your new behaviors this week. Shift that focus from the outcome of losing 10 pounds to the behaviors. I want to exercise 3 times a week, and I want to log my nutrition today. If we can shift that focus on the day, the now, it'll make the long run much more successful. My father works for the Salvation Army. They have they run rehabilitation center for alcoholics and drug addicts. And guess what? Guess food addiction is a real thing. And they say one day at a time. So if we cannot worry about what I want to weigh in a year, but I can focus on those behaviors and actions that will lead me to that eventual outcome and goal, then it'll make my life a lot more, make my life a lot easier, and honestly take a lot of the stress away from me, because I'm not worried about a year. I'm worried about right now, what I can do. Go ahead and shift to the next. So what can we do to help keep us to our goals and keep us on the right path of positive behaviors in the now? I say this pretty often. People are much more likely to fail themselves than to fail others. We talked about community. I believe it was day 1 or 2. And we wanted you guys to share your SMART goals with everybody. And I, more importantly, told you to share your ultimate goal with someone who really matters to you, to someone who you do not want to disappoint. And this is super, super important, because Rome wasn't built in a day, and Rome didn't take one person to build it. It takes a group, a community. So let everyone who matters to you know peer pressure is a really, really, really powerful tool. And this can be a good thing. And obviously this can be a bad thing. But what we want to do is we want to take that peer pressure and we want to make it a good thing. So tell your friend, hey, listen, I'm going to log my nutrition. I want you to look at it for me. I want you to keep tabs. I'm going to do the same thing for you. And then guess what? When you miss a day, and it'll happen, and that's okay. But when you miss a day, have your friend call you out on it. Call your friend out of it. Utilize peer pressure. Tell your community what your goals are and have them help you stick to them, adhere to them. You can go and move on to the next slide, Jay. And this is not a shameless plug, I promise you. Justin is the head of the success coaches. I am the head of the personal trainers. Yes, this is our business, but as a person who's been a personal trainer for almost 15 years now, I guarantee you, if my clients had actually listened to me from beginning to end, every single one that was truthful, that actually adhered to what I say, actually ate what I said to eat, and actually worked out with me when they were supposed to work out with me, reach their physical goal, whether that was a strength goal, whether that was a weight loss goal. It is a very powerful tool. It doesn't just have to be a personal trainer, a therapist, a success coach. Hire someone to hold you accountable, and hire someone who understands it, right? And shows you the shortest path to that destination, the best path to that destination. And this is really important to me, because I know personal training, all of these things have a financial cost to them, right? We use the term getting some skin in the game. Listen, invest in yourself. And if you don't hit those goals, guess what happens? Now there's a little bit more pain associated with, because of the financial loss. And it's important. What you're trying to do is just put ammo in your gun. You want to give yourself as many bullets as absolutely possible. And this is a really powerful one. Now, it's not 100% essential. Absolutely not. You can do this with your community, but it is a very, very, very good way to set yourself up for success, even if it's just in the short term. You can go and move on to the next slide, Jay. So tomorrow, Doc and I are going to talk about the power of 3. And I don't want to get too deep into that, but I do want us to set that day up and just take a look at a couple of things. I know in the past, people want to change a lot, right? I've got a lot on myself, and this is true. I've got a lot I'm trying to work on with myself. But if I try to do a lot, I'll probably not be successful at a lot. But if I just pick a few things to really hone in, really focus in, pick on a few behaviors every day to work on improving, that's going to go a long way. And if you want to start running, just start with 1 minute a day, 3 times a week. right? I think most of you can do that. Nathan used the analogy of a marathoner. They're not focused on the 26.2 miles when they start off on that run. They're focused on that first mile. They're focused on that first street. They're focused on that first step. So if you want to start slow and start reasonably with yourself. For me, again, I go back to this. I did write the slide. I don't like veggies, right? So I don't worry about putting half of my meal as a big plate of salad. I'm just going to start off with a few leaves of spinach or whatever vegetable I'm trying to get a little bit more of. If I can set myself up slow and steady, if I can set myself up with just a little bit here and there, over the course of time, I can add a lot easier. I mean, we're going to see this happen in January. It might be a little different with COVID, but everybody comes back to the gym in January, right? And what do? They don't come to the gym 1, 2, maybe 3 times for 30 minutes a week. They come in 5, 6, 7 times every day for an hour or more. And those are the people that burn out. Those are the people that you don't see in February. But those people come in a little bit more modestly. They come in 2-3 days a week for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Those are the people who are a little bit more consistent because they're not coming hot out the gate. They're starting slow. They understand that this is a lifelong journey, not a sprint. So guys, use these little tools to help set up your next behaviors. If you want to start running, start slow. If you want to start eating more vegetables, start with a little bit. If you want to get to sleep early, guess what? Go to bed 5 minutes earlier as opposed to 30, 45, an hour. You can go ahead and move on to the next slide, Jay. I said brevity is the soul of wit. We're getting to the end. So your daily tasks today, number 1, post in your community. Share 1 to 3 behaviors that you're going to focus on changing next week that are consistent with your SMART goal and your ideal daily routine. Okay, we're going to talk more about the big 3 tomorrow, but don't let that stop you. Start today. Pick 1 to 3 behaviors, and we're going to focus on that for the next 7 days. Find a way to track the behaviors you intended to change. Log in virtual or Fit Club Virtual. There we go. I understand what Nathan was saying now. So if you go into Fit Club Virtual, just Supply doesn't have it up. It's okay. I'll share a video a little bit later. We talked about tracking goals. Go in there, find a way to track what you want to do and set it up. Reach out to feedback@fitclub.net if you have any troubles. Respond back to community. We want you to respond to at least one other member's post in the community, and we want you to attend today's live session, or what you're already doing. If you couldn't make it, watch it a little bit later and go, learning's fun, Nathan's funny. We'll go ahead and we'll post this in the community as well, so you guys can see that your daily tasks are today. So they total up to 1,000 points. So here are your tasks today. Hopefully this first week has gone really, really, really well. And understand that the weekends, we're going to utilize these times to make up tasks. So you can always go back, and if you forgot to do something, if you were unable to do it, you can go ahead and do that over the weekends. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and open up today's discussion for everybody. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, if you need help with anything, if you just want to share what you're going to do, this is a great time to do it. So I'm going to go ahead, take a look at how many participants we got. All right, guys, if you're unmuted, feel free to mute, or if you're muted, feel free to unmute yourself. And now is the time to talk. Hey, somebody unmuted themselves. I see someone. Yes, ma'am.
I'm still having a little trouble navigating the system.
The whole system?
Last week, I was able to sign up for one of your streaming yoga classes. I went today to try to do that again. I can't find where to do it. I missed yesterday's session. I can't find where to watch it.
So you should have gotten an email when you signed up for it.
Right.
Did you get an email?
Right. The first time I did it, but I want to sign up for look at the schedule to see what class I want to do next week.
And you can't find the schedule?
Right.
Are you using your phone, or are you?
I'm using my phone. I hit join.
Okay, so I'm going to try to talk you through this with just my memory, right? So let me know when you're in Fit Club Virtual.
I'm there.
All right. On the right-hand side, I think it's the second tile down. You'll see schedules.
Right.
Go and click on that.
Right.
Okay. At the very top, it'll tell you what schedule you're looking at. What schedule you're currently looking at?
Today's.
Today, you're looking at today's schedule.
Right.
So But so at the very top, you're going to see there actually is going to be like a label. You might see Group X live streaming. You might see Group Personal Training live streaming. What do you
Just
see?
says 21-day challenge.
21-day challenge. Go and click on that. It should offer a drop down
Got
tab.
it. Okay, that was what I forgot to do.
I did it with my memory too. That's pretty good. I was using my phone, so I couldn't pull it up to look. Otherwise, I'd be out of the Zoom session. So yeah, that's a great question. And Fit Club Virtual is a really, really, really cool thing. It's a jack of all trades, but unfortunately, because it can do so much, it can be a little bit overwhelming finding kind of the little nuances to change things. So that's a really common question. Hopefully that helped more people too.
And if I missed yesterday's session, I don't know where to go on it. I looked
So,
at the
and
we got
okay.
today, that new thing, and it wasn't.
You want to watch yesterday's 21-day challenge session?
Right.
Very cool. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through this too. Go ahead or get back to that first page, that main where you see most of the tiles, the schedules, my day.
Right.
Okay, at the very bottom, you're going to see 4 things. One of them, you should see community.
Logan,
Right.
it's not up yet, Logan.
Is it yesterday's not up yet?
Yeah, and that's curious because we're on a day-by-day schedule. So
Oh, it is.
You
not
have
up
it
yet.
posted. Yeah, you have it posted in the main group, but not on the leaderboard thing
On the
for
leaderboard.
us to
Okay.
get to it.
Okay, there it is. So in the main 21-day challenge group's what you're talking about, Barb, right?
hmm
Okay.
Like on the community page
anyway,
itself,
so
it's
I'm
posted
gonna-
in there.
Let's go back to the first person I was helping. Unfortunately, I didn't see your name. So what you want to do, go, there we go. Thank you. Terry, what's up, Terry? All right, so hit community,
Uh-huh.
and then you should see 21-day challenge group. Do you see that?
Right.
Go and click on that.
Yep. I've done that, but all it does is let me write a comment or something.
So you want to scroll down, and then maybe, I think the issue you're going to run into is that so many people have commented that it's going to be very far down.
Okay.
So swipe down for a while, and then what I can do too is I'm actually looking at the YouTube channel that we have, and it doesn't look like it's up. So maybe we haven't even posted it. What I'll do for you, Terry, is once we do post it, I'll go ahead and tag you in it, so you should see it right away.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, no problem. And thank you everybody else for help.
Can I
Hey,
ask a
Logan.
question about,
What's up, Renee?
Hey, when I want to go to the leaderboard, I have to find the post and click on the link. Is there a way I can access it without having to scroll through everybody's comments to find it?
Via your phone or via the laptop or via like the computer?
Yeah, I can't find anything like that with my phone. I always go to the website because it's easier for me to navigate the website.
Yeah, there's if you go to community in the website, and I agree with you, it's much easier too.
Okay,
And you should see up there, like directly under Fit Club, on the right-hand side, you'll see your name, Renee. Directly underneath there, you should see leaderboard.
I do, but when
Click on that.
Okay, when I do that, all I see is fitness points top 100.
Okay. And is that not what you're looking for? That's the leaderboard.
No,
You-
I'm actually looking for, I'm looking for the link that Nathan posted that will show us all the different tabs specifically
It's
for
the,
the.
it's the one that has all the videos posted on it.
I
Yeah.
got you. So I know what you're talking about. What I'll go ahead and do, Renee, is I'll share that again.
Okay. All right, thank you.
No problem. Go get that up. Keep them coming. I've actually handled some of these tech questions pretty well. I'm proud of myself.
I have a question. When I go under Power of Three, the challenge on my laptop, I don't have a leaderboard that comes up under my name.
Okay, so you probably won't go there, Linda. If you go into, let me know when you're on the desktop.
What do you mean the desktop? I'm in
Or
the,
let me
I'm under
on the
community,
website.
Power of Three, 21-day challenge.
Okay, so you want to go to community. Make sure I'm the right one that I was earlier. So you want to go to community. Click
Okay.
on that.
Yeah, okay,
And so at the very top of your screen, you're going to see a Fit Club logo. You see that?
yeah.
Directly below that, you'll see start, you'll see leaderboard, you'll see challenge, those things.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I know. Barb, will you do me a favor? Mute, people are eating over there. So
sorry.
you'll see start, leaderboard, challenges. Do you see that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, go and click on leaderboard.
So that's our leaderboard?
That's your leaderboard. I believe so. I'm looking at it. Maybe it's not.
I tried to find my name anywhere on that the other day.
Yeah, give me a second. I'll share a video. I think that'll be the easiest answer for you, Linda.
You'll do what?
I'm going to share a video that's going to answer everything.
Oh, okay.
All right. That's what I'll
Yeah.
do. So if you have any questions about navigation, hopefully this video will help answer those. But I'll share that in our group page. So if you know how to get to our group, you're good to go.
Okay, tell me, that would be to go to groups, go to Power of Three.
Power of 21. You got it.
Yeah. And I just see, oops, crap, sorry. I just see text and comments. Okay. Now I see blah, blah, blah. Is there a place where how do you get to the dashboard?
I am uploading a video to that comments right now, Linda, so you can look at that when we're done here.
Okay, where do I go to look it up?
And your Power of 3, right where you just were.
Okay, so it'll be there somewhere.
Yep.
Oh, okay, here we go. I see. Just
All right, so watch that when we're done, and then you can always ask questions. And if you do have questions beyond this, go to appfeedback@fitclub.net. I think you've used that before, Linda. I've seen your name pop up there a few times. So between Nathan, Meredith, and myself, we can answer and kind of lead you in the right direction.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Logan,
And I know it. Yes.
can you share with us how we log things that are like not exercise, not like if our goals are like mine from yesterday was to slow down my eating. How do I track how many minutes I spend eating?
Oh, that's
Like
we're not
that,
necessarily
they don't
tracking.
fit very well.
So some things are things you're not necessarily going to get points for. They're just things that you should do that day. So slowing it down, tracking that, you can share in the community, but that's more like an intrinsic thing. That's something that you will do for you as opposed to you will do for points. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but like, well, so like today's where
Okay.
the second thing for points says figure out a way to track it.
Yes. So that's, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's what
I
I'm
got
talking
you.
about. Like yesterday's, we were supposed to set a goal and figure out a way to track it. So,
Yep. So
and
what
like
you'll
a lot of
do,
people talked about self-talk because I saw the comments in community too. They were saying, how do I track negative self-talk in the app? And how do I track, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely. You want to go ahead and I'm going to try to do this real quick, but hopefully I don't get off the meeting. So if I do, I apologize. I'll hop right back off. You want to go into Fit Club Virtual. Can you guys hear me still?
Can you go to share screen? Can you share your screen as you're doing it?
Yes, Logan, we can still hear you.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Renee. So I'm using my phone. I'm going to try to share screen. No, it's not going to let me do that on my phone, unfortunately.
What are you getting on?
So go into Fit Club Virtual, Justin. I'm going to need to switch over to personal. And then you're going to want to go to progress. There's actually, I believe, a tab on your phone as well. So if you go into Fit Club Virtual on your phone, you're going to take a look at progress. And that's where you can adjust the metrics that you're tracking. So if you want to track your weight, if you want to track your bone mass, then you go to that plus, and then you're going to see a big pop-up of a ton of different things for you to track. And then you choose that, and that becomes a trackable thing for you after you add it. So if you're on your desktop, you're going to log in. On the left-hand side, you're going to see 3 bars. Click on that. Should open up so you see my profile, activity calendar, progress. Click on progress. That is where you can add things to track. On your phone, very similar, open up Fit Club Virtual. Should be on the left-hand side, and I believe it's the second or third tile down. Progress, same thing. Click on that. Add, or there should be a plus sign, click on that, and then it'll give you all of the options of things to track. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Justin was trying to get in. I'll go ahead and I'll upload a video. Go for it.
We can use that thing called daily life to track anything we want, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Daily living, yes. Hopefully that helped. And again, if you have any questions beyond this, feel free. So is there anything else? Let's go ahead and try to move away a little bit from the tech stuff, unless there's something absolutely pressing, which I'll do my best to help you with. But
Can you just repeat where the yesterday's video is?
so I'm going through, I looked at, I don't see that it had uploaded. So I'll get with Nathan and I'll make sure that we have an upload on there today.
Okay, all right. I thought somebody found it. Anyway, all good.
Cool, thank you. And Jane, nobody reached out to me about the deaf dog. Just want you know that. About fostering the deaf dog, nobody reached out.
You're kidding. All right, I'm so sorry, and I so appreciate it, and I will follow up on that. Wow.
Cool.
All right. All right.
Thank
thanks.
you. All right, everybody. Anything else from anybody? Cool. We kept it to a nice clean half hour today. So tomorrow we're going to talk about the power of 3 today, guys. Find 1 to 3 behaviors that you want to change and then create a plan to change them. We'll go ahead and share all of this on Fit Club Virtual as well. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Sunday. Justin, thank you for helping. And you guys have a great rest of your day.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you. Thanks, Logan.